largely have a lot of responsibilities at home. This industry of women coming out, traveling, is very young actually.
Wherever the war has happened, any kind of war that is shown, you'll never see women fighting.
Of course.
Right? Because it was never taught to us.
When you're traveling with a family, you might want to do something for yourself,
yeah.
but you will kind of say, okay, chalo, sabko kahan jana hai, we'll do that.
Yeah.
Aapko kahan khana hai, hum wo khayenge.
Yeah. Have you seen that diagram from chimpanzee? A man is coming out. What happened to the woman? Hello, hi everyone, whoever is watching. I am thankful that you are watching, and today we are going to interview Arunima Sharma. She's the founder of Meraki Diaries. It's a very unique idea of...
Hi Swastik.
Hello, how are you?
Very good.
So my name is Swastik, and I've been working in the startup industry for over a decade now. I tried building few startups, then worked in few startups like Meesho and all of them. And recently I have shut a startup and went back to working in a startup. And while I was doing that, I realized that maybe I don't know enough. So how about I start talking to... And that's how I thought that how to make it a win for the person to talk to me, because why will any founder talk without them getting maybe some sort of win? So I thought of doing a podcast, also because I feel there are a lot of people who want to learn from the people who are building and who are at 0 to 1 or 1 to 2 wala journey, not at 10 and
Not
12,
at 10, yes.
because that information is not very contextual, right? Like today, the founder of Make My Trip talks about travel. That guy has built it for 20 years now, so uska insight will come from the level where he has so much of context, right? But someone who is building today, he might need how to do it so that I can earn tomorrow. Not 20 years later. So anyway, so that was the idea, and that's a little about myself. Can you tell me about
Swastik.
yourself?
Well, Swastik, great to know that you are part of many startups, and you yourself have been in that journey. So yeah, I am AK. People call me Akka Arunima Kundu, and I actually run this small firm called boutique small firm called Meraki Diaries. And before I move forward to tell you more about myself, I'll tell you what Meraki Diaries really mean, because people really get intricate to know, what's Meraki Diaries? Because we are a travel firm, which the name doesn't suggest really, but we are a travel firm for women by women. And Meraki means where you have your heart, where you have your soul into. And diaries because you travel and you make each of your journal with that. So it's something which is very close to my heart, a project which is very close to my heart. And I give you a little bit of background of mine, and then how was Meraki Diary actually, how it came into the whole existence. So I have a very long career in hospitality, and my career began with me studying hotel management and then doing my master's, which is MSc in Hospitality Administration from a very prestigious institute of IHM Pusa and Delhi. Yes, and I did my hotel management from IHM Bhopal, and then did my master's, and like a very nice girl got picked up from the placement and started working with the hotels, always in sales and marketing. And my career have ranged from I started my career with Leela Group of Hotels and moved on to Hyatt Hotels for my longest time. And my last hotel where I worked, I opened a beautiful property in Jaipur called the Fairmont Jaipur.
Wow.
I was working from pre-opening to opening as a director of sales, and then and I at that point I realized that it's enough for me, the hotels part, and also I have a family background where my father has been into travel for 45 years.
Wow.
And he's been particularly into travel where he has been selling Incredible India and getting foreigners to India. So That's how I joined my father and learned the other side of the fence. While I was learning other side of the fence and taking care of foreigners, making the arrangements across India, selling Incredible India abroad, going with Indian contingent, and doing that, I realized that in India, the kind of travel which is selling, whether it's a .com companies, whether are small private companies, the kind of experiences which are given to people
Yeah.
are not at the same level. And especially women who really want to explore, because this industry of women coming out, traveling, is very young actually.
Exactly.
Though it started about, I would say the momentum started about 18 years back, but
How do you define 18 years? Like, why are you saying 18 years?
because that's where somewhere I remember seeing these small groups cropping up, taking few women with them. Like, for example, I have friends, a group of friends, and I'm a very avid traveler. So what I'll do is I'll put together my own experience,
Yes.
and I'll say my friends, hey, come with me,
Yeah.
and come and out with me. But what largely remains important is safety,
Yeah.
number one, because since this women travel is a very young space,
Yeah.
and the concept of women traveling on their own, whether they travel with small groups with their friends or with their moms, sisters, or anybody, but by themselves without men joining them or a family going together, is very young concept. Also largely it was not very popular in India because the safety is a very big issue in India.
Exactly.
And women didn't know who to trust, how to trust, and are these places safe for us to go. So therefore it largely remained underground
Yeah.
for many years,
Yeah.
until in today's new India, in last 5 years, it has really taken a lot of steam, where women want to get away from their daily schedule. Women, and I would like to take you back a little bit, why actually this travel has taken a boom in last 5 years. Women largely have a lot of responsibilities at home. We may say that today India is a very changed space, or I will actually talk worldwide. I don't want to only cast India
Yeah,
into
yeah.
it. Women,
Women across the globe is safe.
Yes,
Like
yes.
there's nothing to do with just India.
absolutely.
Patriarchy is a global phenomenon.
Global phenomenon, and I absolutely agree with you. And the whole situation about it is that women carry a lot of roles with them, a lot of responsibilities with them. Like, even if she is working, but largely the home running depends on women. Well, I must say that today Indian men are largely part of running Indian home along with their wives, and
The number
Even
is very low there,
very
but
low.
yeah.
But
I can have a debate there that how low that number
I
is.
agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
And then it's children, it's your family, and multiple. And we see today largely that women are getting exhausted mentally, physically, at a lot of spaces.
Yeah.
And over the years, what were the regular measures for that? People would either go to spa or a salon to just get themselves, a little time for themselves.
Yes.
It was largely to take out time for yourself.
Yes.
Or they might go for a movie or a shopping, or, kind of just take a day out with their friends.
Yeah.
But what travel brings to you? Travel, actually, you can reflect back on yourself, and you travel by yourself without taking anyone else's responsibility,
Yeah.
without taking the responsibility of you putting the travel for yourself. You embark on this journey where you get a lot of space, a free space for your mind to reflect back, to think about yourself, and actually do nothing. There are various kind of women who will go and embark on this travel. One would only just go to have fun.
Yeah.
One would go to kind of just have their own space. One would go to take back learnings, go and learn, because when you travel with these small groups of women who you don't know,
Yeah.
so what are the benefits when you travel? Like
Yeah.
I was saying, the benefit is that number one, when you travel with unknown group of women,
Yeah.
there's no judgment.
Yeah.
Nobody needs you. Okay. You can set your heart out. You
Yeah.
can do anything. You can be like who you want to,
Yeah.
but nobody in your periphery is going to judge you. Number one, because they don't come from same set of environment you have come from.
Yeah.
There are women from different cities. There are women from different backgrounds. Women from different culture. So it becomes a space where you're able to exchange ideas. You're able to brainstorm. You're able to give space to yourself. you're not alone, yet you're with people, you're safe. The group like ours, what we ensure, three important things which we really ensure when we design this. One is a very like-minded women in our space. I would come later to the part that how Meraki Diaries really designs at the background keeping
Yeah.
women in mind. But what I'm saying is the benefits you get is that there is zero judgment for you. Second, safety is taken care for you when you travel with these small group of women, and the safety at the background is taken care. And it's that when you go back to your original life, back to your everyday life, you are fresh, refreshed. Your mind is refreshed. You've taken a break by yourself where you didn't have to take care of anybody else. Like when you go for a family travel, no matter what, you enjoy. It's a place where you enjoy with your family, with your kids and husband and everybody else, your parents. But there is a sense of responsibility in you. You have to ensure your kids are fed. You have to ensure, they're sleepy. You have to ensure also that while you are entertaining yourself, your kids are also entertained. So there is a sense of responsibility always in a family travel.
Yeah.
So when you travel for yourself,
Yeah.
you're only responsible for your self.
Exactly.
And you just have to take care of you.
I was just gonna pitch in a story. Since I'm not a woman, but
Yeah.
I will try to use the lens of empathy and put it here.
My mother-in-law recently traveled with my mommy from a place like from Alwar in a train to Allahabad, and I was
Okay.
talking to her, trying to understand how was it. And she's like, for the first time in my journey ever, I feel so light because I don't have to take care of the food.
Imagine.
I don't have to take care every hour or somewhere we might need tea, we
Correct.
stop, random things, right? I can go how I want. They're like two women.
Like she
just
what they
travel,
want.
what they wanted. to do.
Absolutely.
This is like she'd be late 50s right now when she's talking about it. And this is the first time, by the way, she has traveled.
Imagine.
Like with a woman, not alone, but with a woman. But they've never traveled, and like whenever they've traveled alone, like my mother, for that matter, I don't think she has traveled alone. She would have traveled alone, but that would be for work only. Because she used to work, so she might have
Yes.
gone from a place A to place B.
B. Yes.
But there would also be a reason for it, and the reason would be, oh, you need to go to that place to earn money.
yeah.
Like
yeah.
all of that, right?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was just like, I just keep thinking that as soon as you put a men out of the equation,
How often do women travel alone for their leisure?
like men travel so much for their leisure. Like, I'm just
Swastik,
putting this
you
in
won't
the
believe.
question.
You won't believe this point. What an interesting, analogy you've got. I'll tell you what. I meet a lot of women. I talk to many women day in, day out, and I also talk to women who are really doing great in their careers.
Yes.
Okay, they are traveling for their work
Yeah.
and constantly.
Yes.
And when I talk to them, some of them come to me. Oh, we already travel. There's nothing when I tell them to travel for yourself, taking a break for yourself. So they say, oh, we already travel, and while we are work travel, during the work travel, we see many places. Then, when I tell them, during your work travel, you have schedules, you have agendas, you're traveling for work. But traveling for leisure, doing nothing for your own self is a whole new ball game than traveling alone for travel. Because when you're traveling for leisure for yourself, there is nothing else in your mind. There is no work deadlines in your mind, the report you have to submit, the meetings you have to do, or the teams you're sitting with having a discussion, and then you're realizing, oh, maybe I can book a hop and hop of tour for myself in that particular city just for an hour so that I can see the city. But traveling alone for yourself, completely taking an off from everything else and embarking on a journey, I would say,
Yeah.
which brings many elements in you. Independence, largely taking your own decisions, making decisions. Because when you are with a family, the decisions are influenced by many people.
Yeah.
For example, we are driving right now, and midway we have to stop.
Yeah.
Like, three people will have three different ideas. Hey, let's stop there. Hey, let's stop there. In my heart, as a women, we are always known to sacrifice for our families.
Yeah.
You see, I may want to do
That's
something.
what you call love, no?
That's true. Well, I would say women are full of love and
No, that's how we have defined. Oh, this is how a woman will love is when she sacrifices. for you.
absolutely. I think these
This
are
is a
like
fundamental notion that we have
fundamental
created.
notion. So to choose herself means, oh, you're very selfish.
Yeah.
So what happens is when you're traveling with a family, you might want to do something for yourself,
yeah.
but you will kind of say, okay, chalo, sabko kahan jana hai, we'll do that.
Yeah.
Aapko kahan khana hai, hum wo khayenge.
Yes.
You know, the kind of things. But when you are on your own,
Yeah.
you are not letting go of these things. You're doing what your heart wants to do,
Yeah.
what you want to eat, where you want to go, who you want to talk to. Is
To double it down, I think it is also that, for example, if I put someone in that position, right? If I ask my mom to do a travel with
Hmm.
a group of people, I don't know how much time will it take for her to realize that for the longest time, because she never had put herself first, so she might not even have a choice. Like if someone will say I want to eat pizza, someone will say I want to eat
Yeah.
burger,
Yeah.
but because she has always sacrificed,
So she
so
doesn't
she
know.
has not explored herself within. Is like this is just a thought that has come in my head, that what would my mother be like when she would be traveling, because this is how I will think, right? And that's why I want every young age women to start just going out independently, because it will tell you who you are. The journey is not just you going and exploring out the world, it is also, I guess, exploring yourself through that journey, that what are the things you like and you don't. Matlab, that is also, is that a case you have seen in people who have gone through the journey telling you?
Well, I just when you were speaking this, I had a perfect example. Okay, I'll just give an example. Very recently, on a trip to Japan, we had this amazing lady who's just about 51, married very early in life, young, very, elder children,
Mm.
and one of the daughter is married already, and she has a grandson actually, and then another daughter is there, and it was her second travel predominantly. She had
Okay.
traveled to one of the places before this, probably I think she went to Bhutan, and this was her actually first international, like Bhutan is international, but like Japan, and before that she didn't know how to even go to market to buy stuff, because everything was bought by people at home, either children or husband. She
Or
lives
Blinkit now.
or Blinkit now, and she lives in a joint family, so she also takes care of her in-laws.
Yeah.
Okay, and there was never in her life, while when we were talking, we have these beautiful Miraki circles we do, Miraki talk, where all of us sit together, we talk about life, we talk about when we on the start of a trip, actually when
Yeah.
we begin, there's something called a Miraki talk. We talk to everyone, and we say, okay, when you have come on this trip, what is in your mind? What do you think you're going to achieve from this trip? And when we close the trip, we have a beautiful circle again, and then we ask them, okay, what changed in you? With this woman, when she was on the trip, for her to take this big decision to travel,
Yeah,
when she first embarked on a travel by herself, was a very scary moment,
exactly.
because in her life, she has not stepped out of home without her husband. There was no decision which she was part of. She was part of every decision, but however, her choices, her life, they were never a priority. It was always a case, family decides, so mother is okay with everything, and mother says yes, whatever family decides. And this was the first time with her beautiful 2 daughters who said, Mom, this is the time.
Yeah.
You should embark on this trip. Forget about all of us. Forget about how are we going to make our food, how are we going to eat. Forget about your children. How are we going to take care of ourselves? We will all take care of ourselves. And this woman also has many health issues. Also a pure vegetarian who traveled to Japan. Imagine that. And I have to tell you this, and I have to salute to this lady. She enjoyed and was part of every adventure we embarked on this journey. every Japanese food, of course vegetarian, because we ensure that the people who come on our trips, we take care, because we also only do a very small groups. We don't do more than 12 women we take, so that we can, because we hyper personalize our services and we can really take care of them. For example, if you're a vegetarian and you are in vegetarian also, if you have choices, and we will really take care of them. But what I'm saying is, the lady who's never touched any other food other than her very traditional Indian food also ate Japanese food.
Yeah.
Also did everything. And at the end of she took a cycling trip. She said, the last I cycled was when I was in school with my parents.
Yeah.
And because I never had time, I had so many things to do in life. I mean, my children used to cycle, but I never went cycling. I taught them cycling, but I never went cycling. And she embarked on this beautiful cycling trip in Japan. And what I'm saying is, at the end of the trip, she said that I'm the woman who did not know how to open the lock of our door, home door. That also was opened by someone. But today I can confidently go to the airport, check in myself. I can do immigration for myself where I didn't know I of immigration.
Yeah.
This is what it has taught her. That put yourself first
Yeah.
before putting anybody else, because if you are not happy, if you have not tasted what you're making others, how will you be able to make others taste?
Yeah. Agree.
Like, if you cook
Yeah.
food at home, if you haven't tasted,
Yeah.
but you're serving others,
Yeah. You will never know.
you will
how-
never know.
Yeah.
So
I
this
agree.
journey,
And this is so funny, but like I'm sorry, but I just want to interrupt by saying this, that every mother cooks so well,
yes,
right? And when you ask them how and what, like they don't taste food while serving. Like it's not like they've cooked it, they've tasted, and then they are serving.
yeah,
They are just confident enough that it is
they
good.
know.
Like they know, right? Like it's just it is. I'm digressing from the main part, but I was just thinking of this part when you said
Yes.
cycling. How many women do you think know how to cycle without supporters?
I think there are largely still many who cannot probably
है ना?
cycle without
Yeah,
supporters.
like
There.
I was, because I was, again, what my bubble is, I would try to take the sample from there and see how many of them have ever traveled solo. Like I know few, like my wife has done it, not solo as in a group of women, but
Yes,
have traveled.
yes, yes.
Because I genuinely feel that the only way to, like for me, Meraki is a movement. Like I look at it like a movement. It's not
Sure.
just a idea or a business or a revenue model or whatever you want to call it. Largely it's a movement of change, according to me, because look, I feel monkeys do what monkeys see, right?
Yes, that's true.
And if more monkeys will start doing what this movement is for, then we'll start seeing the change in, at least at some level, right? The idea is, once the woman goes out and sees, hey, the world is beautiful, I can travel on my own, or I can build that confidence to do it. If a 51-year-old woman can go to Japan and be like, hey, I can do my immigrations now easily and all of that, the amount of confidence you need to be there is insane.
It is insane. I
Like,
have to tell
yeah.
you. And it's not only 51. I get
Hey,
women
it's
who,
not,
I'm telling you, I get women who are like 75 years old. Oh my God, I am astonished to see them when they take this decision. Oh, I want to cook. I don't want to be. And I also have young women who have young children,
Yeah.
because most of the young women,
Yeah.
they always think, okay, how can I leave my young children behind and go for a holiday for myself? You know, who's going to take care of my children?
Yeah.
Oh my God, who's going to give them food? How are they going to go to school?
Yeah.
I think as a woman, I also feel somewhere,
Yeah.
somewhere we also have sometimes trust issues or issues where we can we leave our children behind? Will they be taken care of? But I must tell through you today to every woman who will be watching this podcast here, girls, I have to tell you that, leave once, trust the people who are around you in your ecosystem. Create an ecosystem for yourself and trust the people. And I'm telling you, it will happen. To give you my example, first time, I'm a mom also for a 9-year-old girl, and the first time I took a travel, first time ever, my daughter was about closely about 14 months, and my husband was at home, and then I had to travel to Nepal for about 5 days for work. And it was like, opportunity. I mean, in the sense that I had to take it. I didn't have a choice to say no to that.
Okay.
And I had to go for it.
Yeah.
I was very, very worried for days that I have a 14-year-old daughter. How?
14-year-old?
Sorry, 14 months. I'm sorry.
1 year and 2 months
My-
is what you are saying.
Yes,
technically.
yes. 1 year, 2 months.
Yeah.
And I was very, very scared. Okay, will my husband be able to take care? I had a little help at home along
Yeah.
with my husband, but I was very scared that, will my husband be able to take care of, okay, what's going to happen, while I'm away for 5 days, 2 of them were weekends, and 2, will my husband take off from his work?
Yeah.
Will he be able to do? But you know what, when we decided that I am going to take this travel, I spoke to my husband, who was very much willing also. He said, okay, sure, I'm going to take 2 days off and 2 days a weekend. You'll be going to be back by then. And I'm telling you, when I went, everything was taken care. My fear that, when I'm going to get out of my home, how are things going to run? Who's
Yeah.
going to make food? Who's going to feed my daughter? Will my daughter, all the schedules of my daughter will be taken care of?
Yeah.
Will they understand? But boy, I have to tell you, until we leave it, until we believe it,
Yeah.
nothing happens.
Yeah.
And
You
we
can't swim without getting into water.
Absolutely. It's the right thing. You can't swim without getting into the water. And it happened to me,
Yeah.
And then I realized that, in my mind, I had created such a big thing in my mind that, okay, nobody can take care of my daughter other than I can take care of her.
Yeah.
No, but everybody will forget to give her on time snack, food, do anything to her, give her a good bath, or do anything.
But like okay, largely on the and this is what I'm coming from the research side, right? I was recently reading a report on how women at workplace are actually declining. And one of the reason for that, which I was reading through, and I was talking to my, I talked to my mother a lot about such issues, because
Yeah.
she was a working woman. She was a working woman in a space where when she started working, there was no women washroom.
Imagine.
So she had to cross the
Imagine.
road, go to
My
a
God.
hotel. They used to pay that hotel to just use their
Use the
restroom,
Yes.
right? She was working in a bank back then.
Wow.
So I was talking to her, and she told me something. She said that mother guilt is so real. Like, she was telling me
yeah?
that she always
yeah?
had this guilt that. So I'm from Lucknow, right?
Okay.
UP.
Yes.
And she was always under that guilt कि अगर मेरे लड़के अच्छे नहीं निकले,
Correct.
and I am a working woman, so everything will be on me because I am
That's
working.
true. That's true.
So how, like, that guilt was long enough that when she was retired, like when she retired, and she worked for 42 years in the same bank, she was in her speech said that I can finally let my guilt go off because I am not going to work from tomorrow, and I see both my kids there who have built their journey enough. So, like, for 42 years you kept that guilt. Like, it is insane. I was like, I know her for whatever my lifespan is. I never knew that she was having this guilt for all her life. And I realized that, do we even talk about it out there in the world that, hey, you don't need to keep this guilt. It is not going to be on you, because it's, again, everything is on the society, right? If I am
yes.
like, it's not just one mother who couldn't raise their kid well can be blamed for how the kid is. Like, this is something which I keep questioning a lot nowadays, because I do see, like, I've been working for a decade now, and trust me, in marketing, usually the ratio used to be better in the past versus what I see now.
No.
Categorically, I used to be like, there should be more women on the table to
Right.
take any marketing or sales
That's
decision,
correct.
because if you don't take it will not happen, right? Like, it's as simple as that. If you are not on the table, that decision will not happen. So when we see so many tone deaf ads keep getting out in the world, it is because there is no one on the table
Yes.
who can just say ki, what is wrong with you? This can't go out. Like, what?
Absolutely.
And I see it reducing. How do you think a category, like, I'm just thinking, right? Like,
Yeah.
do you think that if we enable women to travel more, they will go out in the world more? Like, do you think that that sort of theory somehow matches?
Well, let me tell you one thing, Sarthak. It's a very valid question what you've asked me, and I'll give you, there are two sides of it, okay?
Yeah.
It is a truth that travel can change a lot of things in people. It can change perspectives, it can change mindset, it can change your situation, it can change a lot of things. Now, rightly I said by you that this mother guilt is very big guilt, okay? And people really literally live by it. I live by it, with my work going every day. Okay, what my daughter, if she doesn't perform in exams, okay, I'm not available to, I can't leave her because the school days are going on, and how do I take this travel? How do I just go? But one wise woman came in my life, and you know what she said to me? She said, listen, Arunima, do you really think you're staying at home? While not that we're always traveling out on the road, we spend some time with our children, as a family, we give them values, we teach them values, we sit with them. But, one day, some group of my friends had made a travel for 2 nights. And I said, sorry guys, I cannot go. My daughter's school is there. And, there's an exam coming up. And then, this wise woman out of it said me that, Arunima, tell me one thing. Do you think all the children, you think if you're staying at home and you're staying with your child and teaching your child, is going to make your child do you think that your child is going to be the topper? Do you think your child is going to get to the best college or the best whatever you want for your child? Do you think this is the only thing which is going to make your child like that, then imagine all the moms who are all the time stay-at-home moms. All their children would come first in everything. All their children will be Harvard or Wharton, on best business schools of the world or best medical colleges of the world.
Exactly.
It opened my eyes. It's a system we created. It is so please, girls, don't have this guilt of being at home and not being available for your child all the time. And this is a real guilt, and we all have to come out of it. And the second part, as you said, the travel. Always remember, I always say this to everyone, why do today, even if forget about traveling by yourself, today, why do so many number of people are traveling today? Sarthak, why are they traveling, if I ask you? I mean, they want a break, right? Why do they want a break? And why do you think the travel will help them with that break? That break could be just sitting at home and, having a good food, or just in a day going to somewhere. But why people are traveling, I want. The only reason when people are traveling is they want to go and see new places. They want to get out of the chaos they are part of every day. And this reason itself will tell you that why travel will help in your mental balance, in the exhaustion we get from work, is that you get away from the chaos. You get away. And by the way, let me also tell you, Meraki is also working on the corporate project where we have realized that there are hardly 1% women which also reach to the boardroom positions. Which also, if you see the study what we have done with at least with about 250 working women, and who are all manager and above, and struggling to reach to the power positions at their work, only because the ecosystem provided by the companies is the same for men and women, which is a very big problem. Now, the trainings which are meant, the trainings which take place at the workplaces, same for men and women. Everything which has been created is same for men and women, because they say, oh, there is no bias, we don't do bias. But the ecosystem of a woman is so different than an ecosystem of a man. Very itself, it says, where all the big firms have created the same module for the women as well. How the very same module is going to push women to be in the boardroom today. You have to create a separate ecosystem for them to be able to climb the ladder, to be able for them to be at the boardroom. And this answers your question of, you were saying that 10 years back you saw more women than you saw today at the table. It is also because the firms, everyone is not creating the ecosystem for women.
So again, coming back to this question of travel and women coming together. Why? What was your triggering moment where you were like, hey, I need to build something like Meraki? Because I really feel that someone has to do it, right? Like, again, travel, boutique, firm are out there in the market,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Like, it's not like it's not there. You came up with the lens of, hey, let's do it just for women, which I understand. But there are usually some sort of triggers ki, hey, this is when you are like, I want to do it now. Like, this is the time.
So, I'll tell you that my background comes from travel, as I
Yes.
said, and I already was working in travel, and I had seen that how travel happens. And once what happened,
But honestly, from the lens of market, if you would keep the just for women thing out, it's a bigger market, right? Like, obviously, like, from the simple thought of, hey, if you can take anyone, then it becomes a bigger market, right? Like, but you are technically by choice filtering out that market and saying ki, hey, this is not for men, or
Yeah.
this is not for everyone, this is just for women, right? So because it's not even like families, it's just for women, right? So you are technically reducing your market size a lot,
a lot, yes.
right? So you're doing it by a choice.
I'm doing it by a choice. And why did I
Yeah,
actually decided to do that?
yeah,
Now, I'll tell you what.
because it's very anti-capitalist as an idea. Right.
Capitalist, not really. I'll tell
No,
you.
no. This is my thought. Now you
Yeah,
have to tell me why.
Yes. Well, I'll tell you. Okay. Now, there are a few reasons to it. Now, in my opinion, everyone in the world does everything.
Yeah.
Okay. There is an ecosystem, a travel ecosystem for families,
Yeah.
and there is a travel ecosystem for, for everyone, for men, and generally. And
Yeah.
and today, if I tell you largely, other than travel firms, you can just go online and book yourself. It's very easy. The
Yeah.
families would do that. Okay. The
Yeah.
travel has become so convenient
Yeah.
and so easy to book yourself. Now,
Yeah.
why women? And I'll tell you this, a story which happened.
Yeah.
My mom and group of her friends
Mhm.
once wanted to travel, and this was back then when I was also in travel and doing, but my mom said, oh, I don't want to take your help, and she reached out to somebody else to help her to do this. And when the whole travel happened and it was done and they were back, she came back with the stuff which I was really, really surprised with. For example, when women travel, there are so many things to keep in mind.
Yeah.
Now, when it
Clean
says
washroom is one of them.
clean washroom, the biggest one,
Yeah.
you're
I am
right.
still struggling. to-
Yes.
I travel with my wife by road. Like, I
Yes.
drove from Lucknow to Bangalore. recently.
Imagine how difficult
We
it would have been for you.
couldn't. It was horrible. I don't know, but how to solve it. Couldn't find a clean washroom. But yeah, clean washroom I think is a very big major point that we never
Yes.
look at.
So what happens with us is, because now for us, we only are thinking of one market for us, one this. What we realize is she told me that, the washrooms were terrible. The stops which were made by
Yeah.
the driver in between.
Yeah.
She traveled with her group of friends to Ladakh. Okay.
Okay.
And what so happened, that wherever the stops were made, they never thought about women being on board. The places were very general places.
Mm.
The washrooms were bad. Okay. Second, in terms of the safety, the kind of vehicle they had used for women, and they didn't realize that women were all 50 plus. Okay. And they used a very old tempo travelers where all their backs had gone by then. Importantly, the hotels they used.
Yeah.
Those hotels were not meant for women. Why I'm saying that is that the sensitivity to the women who were staying there, the privacy for that matter, and understanding their needs, simple needs for women, what it would be, a little bit of privacy, sometimes the driver was so overwhelming for them, you know, all the
It is,
time
yeah,
talking,
yeah.
getting in between.
Yeah. It's largely low EQ, right? Like eventually you realize that okay, there are very less people who have decent EQ, which is a major problem.
Major problem. And you know, things like those. Now, also a major part for of it is an experiences as a woman. What kind of experiences would I like to?
Yeah.
You know, women, all those experiences like what women like to have in a trip. Just to tell you, for example, you know, when I'm in Japan, just to tell you, you know, every woman would like to wear a kimono, which is a very traditional dress of
Yes,
Japan, you know,
yes.
and a tea ceremony in Japan is like a culture, a
Yes.
part of their culture,
Yeah.
okay? Now, going to those beautiful tea ceremonies, wearing a kimono,
Yeah.
you know, an experience like a curated shopping experience, a talking to a local family, meeting them and understanding the culture of Japan. How do the families live there? What are the women who are doing there? For example, going back to Ladakh, not many people know that there are women monks also who are called nuns, and they live in a place called nunneries. You know, kind of, you know, understanding the ecosystem of the city
Yeah.
and experiences which women would like. I feel that all those sensitivities, all those things which are put together, and as a woman, what would I like?
Yeah.
Women are very sensitive also by nature. So to understand them and to do things for them, you know, you need a specialized kind of space. Not everybody and everyone can think from the same angle. Not everyone would like to create the same ecosystem. And therefore, at Meraki Diaries, women are at top of our agenda. Anything to do with them. Whether to understand their background, whether to understand their food habits, whether to understand what kind of environment would they like. Would they like a male guide or a female guide? Because a male guide, while, you know, in today's time, male guide would know everything.
Yeah.
However, a female guide would not know that, okay, what would the women want? Okay, if I take her to this shop,
Yeah.
you know, a lot of women when they go out, it's a very tendency to buy, to shop, to local stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Where can we take back souvenirs back for our people home?
Again, giving back.
Imagine having those curated shopping lists with you
Man.
beforehand you are traveling.
Yeah.
Somebody beforehand telling the women, this is your travel is coming up and these are the things you should pack. These are the things you should travel. And on top of that, let me tell you, Meraki Diary also gives a small kit to women when they travel. It's a welcome kit, which will also have small things like, as important as sometimes we give them the sanitization spray, we give them a pee cups if, you know, we are not able to find. In India, it's a big difficulty.
Yeah.
Some places really it's a logistic issue, you know.
It is a
You're not able,
huge logistic.
you cannot find a good washroom. So
Good. You can't even find a decent.
absolutely
Good to be secondary.
secondary. So that will be part of a kit.
Yeah.
And there'll be things which we'll provide to them, you know, something like sanitary pads, you know, you never know sometimes when
Yeah.
what happens, you know.
Obviously.
So that will be part of a bag. And imagine the kind of ecosystem we're creating for you, that we know you. Hey women, we know you. There are some
Yeah.
things which are, you know, which not everybody will understand when
Agreed.
you're embarking your
Yeah. No, I completely hear by you, but I still want to understand the business side of it.
Oh, the
in-
business side of
As in not the numbers, right? Two things. One, which are the kind of women which are your largest cohort? Like the one which you feel, oh, these are coming at a, like, mostly these kind of people are coming and
Okay.
going on it.
So for me, if you see so far, 3.5 years into
Yeah.
women only business, but I've been in travel before that. I have had a very mix of people. So I'll tell you. So I have working women who
Yeah.
are part of our travel.
Yeah.
You know, average age which travels with us is about 35 and above.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah.
Why? I'll tell you why also. Because while we have had some 18 years old also on the travel, because the daughters who would accompany their mothers, and you know,
Acha.
some mothers gifted travel to their daughters. For example, there was a girl who was one of our Kashmir trip, and it was her 18th birthday. We celebrated her 18th birthday on the trip, and her mother gifted her that
Okay.
entire trip on you know, turning 18. But I have women from the age of 35 who are working women. I have the women from age of between 50 to 75, the ones who want to explore the world, who are done with their responsibilities. You know, they have a different expectation from the travel. The women from 35 to 50 have a different expectation from travel, and there are girls who are like 15, 18, 19, you know,
Yeah.
below 35 have a different expectations. So what we also largely do is we also, you know, put people age group wise as well. We see what is a mix of a group. How can we have the like-minded women in one part of a group, which is sometimes age-wise.
Yeah.
But you know, some women don't like to travel, in the sense don't like to walk more during the
Yeah.
travel. You know, depending on their mobility,
Yeah.
depending on various things. But some women are like 68, 69, but they're as young as like 40, 45, and they like to say, oh, we like to walk, doesn't matter. So we have this preset of exquisite interview when kind of, you know, you are when we're talking to you about the travel for our next travel program, you're going to you know, sign up with us for.
Yeah.
So we have this short conversation with these women. We will kind of, you know, understand, you know,
Yeah.
their background, who they are,
Yeah.
okay, what is their age, what is their mobility level, what is, you know, and with what mindset are they coming for this particular travel. So these are some important, you know, things which we do at Meraki Diaries.
Yes.
And yes, end of the day, when you're asking, you know, so for us, you know, this momentum for Meraki Diaries is also not only about the fact that, you know, we are looking only to make money out of the business,
Yeah.
but I'll also tell you that Meraki Diaries is a proud signatory of UN WEP, Women for Empowerment, and as a proud signatory of WEP in United Nations,
Yeah.
we also pledge for women empowerment, which means our team will have more women. The local services we take will be, the first choice will be women, and we have to economically empower women everywhere.
Exactly. Yeah.
So under the WEP UN proud signatory, that's what Meraki Diaries has pledged at.
Okay.
Another very important factor, Meraki Diaries, is sustainability. We are a very proud signatory of Glasgow Climate and Change
Okay.
Action, and we have pledged to make environment safe, have less carbon emission, and do practices which are sustainable in nature. And therefore a lot of our travel will have these practices in place, which is the sustainability. Now, what is sustainability? It's a larger question at all, because luxury and sustainability cannot go hand in hand.
Yes.
So with all our ecosystem, we design these programs and the journeys keeping all these factors in mind, and so that we are sensitive to the ecosystem, we are sensitive to our women folk, and we are also creating economic opportunities for the women at the local areas who are given the first choice to also make money out of this and include women into it. And therefore, as a practice, we will have a lot of these things included in our journey. For example, when we go to Ladakh, we also go to the nunneries. We meet these nuns who are being part of this ecosystem, but
I
this,
had no idea, by the way.
yeah,
Like, I am today years old. When I get to know, like, I was not aware that there are monasteries like the way there are for nuns, right? I've been not to Ladakh, but I've been to Himachal and other places. Never ever came across.
so that's why. See, a lot of people who come to us, oh, we've been to Ladakh. We tell them that you have not been to Ladakh, where Meraki Diaries is going to take you.
Yeah.
And some things like what we do, we include women as part of our entire model.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, this makes it such an inclusive program, you know, for everyone at every point.
I'm jealous. I'm not aware.
By the way, a lot of men say, hey, do you have a space where we can take the luggages around? All the
Yeah.
women, I said, okay.
Yeah,
No,
'cause
guys.
I just want to explore it. So there's a book called, and I think everyone, irrespective of the gender, it should be a school compulsory book. It's called An Invisible Women. This book
I
was
have heard about it.
okay.
Yes.
This book was written by this data scientist. She was working in Intel, and I think she was just done with the stereotypes. So she went back, took all the stereotypes, and started putting out data behind it.
to give a rational output, like why does it happen.
Yes.
So she took one of it, which was one of the wars that happened. So like there are so many wars that have happened in the past, right?
Yeah.
But whenever I say war, you will always think of men fighting, right?
Yes.
So she went back. There were 10,000 skeletons that were discovered. She went back and took the pelvic size of 10,000 of them
Wow.
and went back to the researcher and said 37%, which is 3,700 of the warriors, were actually females. But
wow.
what happens, because the men were doing all these researches all the while,
So they always kept men in
though whenever they saw a weapon next to a skeleton, they assumed it's a men's skeleton.
men's skeleton.
So they never went back to even check whether it was a female. Now the downward effect of it is that in any of the cinemas of the world, any of the cinemas, wherever the war has happened, any kind of war that is shown, you'll never see women fighting,
Of course.
right? Because it was never taught to us. In fact, one of the very first line of that book says, have you seen that diagram from chimpanzee? A man is coming out. What happened to the woman?
That's true.
Like no one has ever questioned that. Hey, this is how male evolution has happened.
Yes.
But where was female evolution? Female evolution would have happened, right? They would be doing something.
Yes.
But
Indeed.
have we ever done the research on it? So that book is amazing. She has gone to the idea of, for example, there's this general argument of how women don't know how to drive. This comes across everywhere.
Oh, please,
Right.
I deal with it every day.
Right, but you know the research behind it? The reason is that the cars have never been built
For women.
for women. In fact, not even just the point that they were never built. Even the safety test that happens with a
men.
male body.
Yes.
So even the seat belts that you see are safe for men,
Yeah.
but are not safe
Safe
for
for
women
women.
because they've never been built for that body structure ever. So, and there are insane amount of, it's a great book. So that is one book I feel every person should read to understand that how we, just to accept it, right? I'm a man. I know the privileges. I know where I come
Absolutely.
from.
Absolutely.
But I also need to know where are the fault pits? Tabhi to you will be able to have that empathy and figure it out. So anyway, the question was I just wanted to plug in this because I love that book. I feel everyone should read that book. But the question which I was trying to come across was, one is, okay, these are the kind of women that come, right? Second is,
the whole ecosystem is built for men, not for women. And therefore, today what Meraki Diary does, we are trying to build an ecosystem for women.
But how challenging is it? Because look, you said, for example, drivers.
Yes.
I don't know about abroad, but across the country, finding female drivers is a task.
Oh yes, in India it's a very big task. Abroad it's easier to have women driver. But in India, I'll tell you an analogy behind it, okay?
Yeah.
In India, in the tourism sector,
Yeah.
you will find now women drivers generally driving within the city, like Bangalore being pioneer in that.
Yeah.
You have lady drivers like pink cabs and etc. Because I also travel a lot, and when I come at night, I prefer to take those women pink cabs, right? But in tourism ecosystem, what happens is when you embark on a journey, you have to be away from your home for 5-6 days because
Exactly.
if you're doing a trip,
Yeah.
for example, to Himachal, to Ladakh, to Rajasthan,
Yeah.
you have to be out 5-6 days.
Yeah.
And for women to leave their homes,
Yeah.
I will go back to zero what I was talking to you,
Yeah.
is a big task in India because everything will be on her.
Yeah.
Cook food, ensure kids are gone to school,
Yeah.
ensure everything is done, then you can go to your work.
Yeah.
So, therefore, finding female drivers in tourism becomes a challenge because they can't leave. And there's another big thing which we are also working on. Meraki Diaries is also part of some social, social causes which we are working around. As you said, the clean toilets. We will soon come up with, some solutions to it. We're working at the background, but once it's out, we'll speak about it more. But we're also tied up with an organization which can train these females. But you know where we are finding a challenge? When these female drivers are driving and going for an outstation duty, there are no female accommodations for the driver. because these accommodations have always been
Yeah.
created for men.
Oh, yeah.
The bunkers given at the hotels are for men drivers,
Yeah.
not for women drivers. And it's an appeal through this podcast to the great hotels of the world who are minting money through this tourism boom we have. Please put some spaces for women drivers. This will encourage women into the ecosystem to come and become the drivers and earn for themselves.
Yeah.
And that's what I say to everyone, that we need to create the ecosystem for them.
Yeah.
How do you see those female drivers? You know, it's not a joke for a woman to be out on the road. Where does she sleep at night?
Yeah.
She's a driver. Where does she sleep?
Yeah.
The hotels, very our own luxury hotels chains who are charging bomb, you know,
Yeah.
have not come up with this idea of having a bunkers for women female drivers
Yeah.
so that they get a space overnight to sleep.
Yeah. It's so funny, right? Like when you think of it from a very top of the lens, कि क्या दिक्कत है होगा, and then you're like, oh ये भी नहीं है, oh ये
ये
भी
भी
नहीं
तो
है.
हम
And
अगर
then you're like,
बीत
ये भी
जाए
नहीं
तो
है.
हमें समझ में आएगा तो ये हो क्यों नहीं पा रहा है हमारी कंट्री में. हम फीमेल ड्राइवर्स क्यों नहीं ला पा रहे, बाहर की कंट्री में है. सो इट इज नॉट अ मैजिक, you know. Our women drive very well, our women, and in fact the women drivers are known to be the safest drivers
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
And because it is not a one man's or one person's job, it takes multiple people to sue that ecosystem to
Yeah.
be able to bring these things out.
Yeah, yeah. It is. It is. No, I agree. Yeah.
So it is
Funny
and it
and
is not
sad
only
both
challenging
at the same
when the
time.
women from abroad come to India.
Yeah.
They are scared. They don't know.
Yeah, yeah. Though,
You know?
like you're talking about abroad, I can say that when a woman travel from anywhere from her house, they are like always like there's this constant like, so for example, I was asking this to my sister that why is she always so exhausted, and she's gone to meet her friends and all, and then she comes back exhausted. And then she told me this analogy that when you are out, you're just out, you don't care because you're a man.
Absolutely.
When I am out, I'm always like at the back of my mind, I'm just always turned on कि कुछ हो तो नहीं रहा है, कुछ होगा तो नहीं, कुछ हो तो नहीं सकता है, and that is draining as a process, right?
That's true.
And to not have that is the only way you change the ecosystem, right? Like to not have that is when you build trust in the women that hey, this
Yes.
ecosystem is made for you, which is again a task.
a
But
challenge.
yeah,
Yes,
it's a
a challenge, and therefore, like answer.
But it's a good challenge to have. It's a good problem to solve.
Oh,
At
we
least
have,
like
yes,
spend.
that's the problem we are actually solving, and therefore we created this niche space for women, you know, where at least we can give them that ecosystem to travel freely without that baggage and fear, so that they don't feel exhausted, and when they plan and when they decide for themselves that they want to embark on this journey, they don't take the stress with them.
Anyway, I think it was great talking to you, and really enjoyed the conversation. I hope you also enjoyed that.
I enjoyed, thank you very much, because it's very less seen that topics for women are really taken in
Oh, yeah.
such,
Yeah.
you know, stride. Thank you very much, very much, Swastik,
Great
for
talking to you.
talking to me. Thank you very much. Bye.
Bye.